Hey community, how's it going? Welcome to another Tuesday education stream. Let me not sit directly in front of Fred. We have two community guests here with us. So we have Fred here on your guys' left, my right.
Your other left.
I know. And then we have Paradox Moose, aka Mike, over here.
Moo.
So most of you guys should know them. They've already been on stream last week too. But for those who don't know or are tuning in for the first time in a while, Fred manages project spark.org, and Moose also helps with all the blogs and the content over there. And then they're just both really active community members. So they got a chance to come visit the studio. And so we have been having them here for the past week. And I think this will be the last stream you guys are on.
Yeah, unless like there's some kind of issue with the flights.
Yeah. Oh, and that watermark's on there. Sorry, guys. We're not really sure why that's happening. We don't see it actually show up for us, but we'll take a look at that and make sure for the next stream. Hopefully that's gone.
Oh, that's fun.
Do you see it?
I see it in my stream. I don't see it in yours.
Oh, how does it look on that stream?
It's over our faces.
Oh, it's not. It's pretty subtle, but
well, it's over your face, so it's like a blessing in disguise.
That's okay. Nobody really wants to look at us anyway, I don't think. All right, so on topic. So what are we covering today? So we're continuing the shooter stream series that we've been doing. So I think this is the 4th or 5th episode now in that. And let me show first what we're doing today. So I have it kind of set up here. I'm going to go to test. So I'm on my little test island that's away from our cool scene there. And so last time we talked about doing a secondary weapon and switching between them. So I can pick up like this pistol here, right, and this rocket launcher, and I can actually switch between them. So yeah, and I actually updated the display to show the magazine and the MO2 for the secondary weapon. You guys should be able to see everything there. And I can, whatever my currently active equipped weapon is, I can switch that out on the fly here too. So I'm dropping and picking up different based on what my equipped slot is. And it should carry over the push brain and all that behavior. So my shotgun I currently have is going to shoot like a shotgun. Switch to my rocket launcher, that's going to shoot like a rocket launcher, etc. What we're adding to that is the ability here. So go back over to Test Island. There we go. For instance, if I come across, I have a pistol equipped, right? And let's say there's another pistol on the battlefield, or let's say, there's shotguns, and I'll just put a bunch out here. Rocket launcher, or a gravity gun, right? So you can imagine there's going to be multiple of these things, either drop from my enemies or just pickups. I wouldn't want to be switching out all the time. So in our current system, it would just switch the weapon out. But instead, we want to consume that weapon and add to our ammo count of the weapon that we're already carrying. So if I pick up this pistol, rather than switching that out, I would expect it to just add to my ammo count. So if I add this, it's going to actually add 50 bullets, and that's the 40 that was in the ammo clip and the 10 that in the magazine, and that's at least how we have it set up. If I pick up another one here, it's going to be smart enough to know that it should only go up to, I only have 10 ammo left to hold, right? So I can pick up the last one and it'll consume it and then just add 10 more. And likewise, I can pick up a secondary weapon. Now I have a rocket launcher. I'll switch that back into my secondary slot, and I can pick up a weapon from that point, and it'll know to add to my ammo count here. So you can see it just added 6 bullets to my rocket launcher. I can switch out between, so pick up a shotgun now, do another one. If I pick up the rocket launcher, it'll maintain that. So all the information's there, but it's dynamic picking up. Let me restart here real quick. So the other thing that we're going to look at is also ammo boxes. So I made a new ammo box. I'm using our med kit because I think it makes a perfect ammo box. So all that I have this thing doing is if I'm carrying, for either two weapons that I have, if I pick this up, it'll take whatever those two are and add double, or basically half of what the max ammo count is. So for that, it's going to be 50 for my pistol, and for the rocket launcher, it's going to be 3. So if I pick up one of these, I have it do a little little animation when I pick it up. It'll do that for both of those items, and I can do that again here, and it'll finish up filling up my pistol. So we'll look at making both of those today, and then after that, that's the priority. After that, we'll play around with doing some grenades too, which should be pretty fun. We'll kind of riff on that, and we can kind of incorporate the community on how they want to see those carried out. So it should be pretty cool. Should be a fun stream. Ask any questions along the way. And besides that, I'm going to have my 2 community members keep a good eagle eye on the chat, and you guys can yell at me if I'm not answering community questions as we go along. So let me delete these guys, because it's super confusing.
Well, not confusing, just out of the way.
Yeah, and I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to turn off his brain, because we are going to spend the rest of the stream over here. So this is where we left off. Let me make sure this guy's brain is active. I'm sure it's off. Here we go.
That's a good way to demo out or practice new code, is to copy something and then edit it a bit, so you don't mess up the original or have 2 brains going simultaneously on your characters.
Yep, exactly. And I like to do, like for the streams in particular, you know, I got my little demo island over there that I build out the scenario, and then we can keep it consistent over here where we left off, so I'm not doing too much work off camera so people can't follow along. And then on top of it, it's a reference point, right? So if I'm, now that I start coding this from scratch, this will be, you know, a reference point. So if I mess up, I can go over there and be like, oh, this is what I did that worked. And I think I'm probably getting chased by goblins. I am. Ah! There you go. Did you see this on stream?
No.
That's the gravity gun, so they get sucked up and start spinning around. It's pretty fun. We didn't do too much effects, but yeah, so you can shoot it at them. It's pretty fun. Anyway, let's get to the actual bulk of what we're working on today. So first thing we're gonna do is talk about well, let's do the ammo kit first. That seems like actually a good place to start, because then the other one's a little bit more complicated. So we're gonna pull over here the Astro med kit, and let's make sure we're referring to it as an ammo box. So let's change the name. Ammo box. Sorry if the typing's kind of loud. It usually always is. Make sure that whole brain is empty here. Cool. So this guy, it's only going to be 1 page of logic, and it's mainly going to be in this guy, actually. Mainly is every ammo box is going to be the same, and you know, we're not going to have varying different types and all that. So, but it's a pickup, so we should keep as much logic the same way that we have the guns keep most of their logic. We're going to want to do that here too. So let's pull out interact. I always forget where to find that in the brain. I think it's under objects or something to that effect, but interacted. So when this is interacted, we are going to do a bunch of different things. You have to think about, we have to recognize what weapons that we're holding in our character. So when it's interacted, what's referencing our player is it. So let's go find that, it. Okay. And we have 2 different types, right? We need to know if we're having a secondary and a primary weapon. So we have those 2. So there's an equipped, that's the primary. And then we have another object variable, which is secondary. Cool. So these are the main things we're going to be doing, and these are variables inside the character. So it'd be like that. So interacted, we're going to do something to its equipped weapon, which is going to be adding ammo, right? And it secondary weapon. Cool. Dun dun and done. All right. So we're going to want to check first that we have that these are both empty, or actually there's going to be ammo to add to it. So let's do compare here. So it's equipped weapon. We know that we're using several variables inside these weapons, if you remember from last stream. So there is bullets and clip size, ammo held, and max ammo are the main ones. So we need to check on the, basically, let's see here, it equipped. We want to make sure that we are not, we're less than the max. And find that number variable. So let's do ammo held. So when ammo held, that's where we're going to be adding to. We're not going to be looking at the clip. We're only looking at what's like in reserve. So when that is less than and we're going to do it, equipped, ammo max. There we go. And we're probably going to want to do the same line. Actually, we're going to, we don't need those right now. So we're going to look also at the secondary. Cool. So think about it this way. We're going to set this up the same way that I had it before, where we're going to increment the MO of those by what the amount is. So let's look here at the equip first, and we'll probably be able to copy most of this code over, especially if we keep it the same way. So it's equipped MO, or equipped weapon, MO held. We're going to end up wanting to increment this. And we're going to increment this, we're going to do some math here, so sorry if this ends up looking a little scary. I promise it's not too bad. I'm going to do some parentheses so I can work inside that. So we're gonna do half the amount of what the max is. So in order to find the half, we can actually just divide it by 2. Boom.
If you wanted to avoid using parentheses, you could just create a variable above that and then
exactly. Yeah. Yep. I could do a new variable, or if I didn't want this to be exactly half for all weapons, I could, like in each weapon, right? I could set a basically MO box amount, and so every MO box I find upon a world will have, 32 shotgun shells, and then if I find one, it'll always add 32 shotgun shells. For this case, I'm just gonna keep it simple like this. And let me make sure I switch. So I just copied the code over. I'm going to make it also go for the secondary. Alright, so this is really basic. Let's see if I ruined everything or not. Boop. There's gonna be things that don't work with this for sure. So here's my pistol. Here, let's pick up a shotgun 2 and pick this guy up. So I got the 50 there. So I'm not destroying the ammo box yet, so I can just keep spamming it to keep reloading. But you can see that the pistol actually went up 50 and the shotgun went up 15. So there you go. So that is correct. Real quick, I want to change the display on my character because it's kind of like debugging. This whole display that we currently have, it's not the greatest. So you would want to go in and dress it up, even using the importing image, right, to do a fancy screen. I'm going to copy over some of the logic I have for the equipped, and I don't care about that, but I do want these two, because I want to be able to see the same thing that I can see for my equipped weapon right now. And let us also make a different color, so we can tell these guys apart a little bit quicker. So let's do orange on these. So it should be nothing, nothing. Pick that up, pick that up. Alright, cool. So now I can actually read what the magazine looks like in my secondary slot. So again, we'll be able to click that and we'll see what happens. There you go. So when we do interact with this, we want it to destroy, and we can add, make it kind of fancy. And we'll talk about some of the other stuff. But first, when I interact with this and all this happens, we want to do some things before it disappears. So we're going to actually use a Boolean, and we'll set that as true. I'll just use activated. Okay, so when this is all the way at the end. So when this is activated, we're going to do some stuff. We'll say countdown timer of let's go 2 seconds. That's when we'll destroy my object, or destroy the ammo box. So destroy me. There we go. In that time, we're gonna do other different stuff. One thing I always like the slow rotate or slow yaw, just for making it look a little bit dynamic. I like that for weapon pickups. So we'll do slowly here, but when we interact with it, we'll actually speed that up. So we'll do it quickly. I actually thought that looks really cool. And well, let's see, what else do we want to do? Oh yeah, the medkit has a really cool power on state, so let's also power this guy on when we interact with it. And we only need to do that once. So let us put a started 2 code tile in front of there. Last but not least, we should do a pickup like effect on it, and then that just helps switch it so it doesn't like just disappear automatically from the world. Like playing an effect at that time kind of helps mask that. So we'll play an effect. Let's pick it out of the gallery, and let us do. We'll just actually look at a pickup. And I use pickup B, which actually is pretty good without having to change too many colors. Okay, so let's just look and see if that worked. So it's there. Well, first thing, let's see. So I can't interact with it right now because I don't have any bullets or anything to add MO to, and it knows that. So I pick this guy up. I'll pick this guy up too. I'll pick that guy up. It's gonna spin around faster, and there you go. Destroys. Still added all that MO to me. So now we kind of have a little bit of design to it. So now one thing that we haven't addressed is like I can spam this guy. So let's take a look here. So if I have 2 weapons, before this thing gets destroyed, I can actually get higher than my ammo count. So you can see that on the pistol here. So I just moved it to the top slot. So I have 140 out of 100. That is not a good solution, and we should not be able to carry that much more. But it added 50 to the 90, right? And I got it from 1 ammo box.
Okay. Reload. See if it takes it away.
Yeah, it does. That should all work.
Never know.
Yeah, right.
Break it.
I know. Hopefully, if that started breaking, I'd be extremely nervous because I haven't touched any of that. Especially, it's helpful when I'm working in a totally separate brain, so it's like a system away from my other. So one thing we need to do then is when these guys are getting added here, we want to make sure we're not adding past the add amount. So this is happening. We want to make sure that this is only happening if it's less, right? So equipped weapon held actually needs to be less than or equal to basically what I'm adding to it. So I need to take all this math and move it over here. Up. And it's equipped. Divided by...
Moose, they don't like your engagement.
2.
I'm doing work.
So what's going to do is basically if I'm less than half the amount, it's going to add it appropriately. But if I'm any more than that, what I need to do is just set it directly to be the max. So if this is not true, I'm going to use an else. So I'll set it up for a new command. Then my ammo held is just going to equal my max ammo. So we'll grab that max ammo. There we go. And I basically need to do the same thing down here too. Make sure I have all the right variables, and I need to take that less than that. And let's go. So I just need to copy this specifically for secondary. And divided by 2. Cool. There we go. So there's that. Move that up. Child nest that underneath. There we go. So now that should appropriately not allow me to get higher than the amount that I would get. So if I do this, there we go. So now I need to check on why this isn't activating like I said it would, but it will stop it doing 100. So let's take a look. I'm sure I didn't nest something right. This is nested under there, which we don't want that. Okay, And then, so once this gets activated too, right, we don't want to be able to spam clicking it. Right, an ammo box should only do the one iteration. So we want to make sure, so when this is interacted, these are actually going to be all now set up to be underneath activated. So let's go here. This should work. Not activated. Okay. And I'm going to put a few of these down so I can test. Pick that guy up. Okay, it won't let me interact with it anymore, and then it gets consumed. There we go, get to 100, can't interact with it anymore, gets consumed. And we'll do that one more time, but let's pick up a secondary weapon, make sure that also appropriately behaves. So pick that guy up. And that took my ammo to 6, so now it shouldn't do anything else to my secondary weapon. It should be totally full, which it is. Cool. So there you go. So that's an ammo box for you, and pretty straightforward to put into this system. What was great about it is I didn't have to do any logic into my character brain to handle that. So this guy is pretty much on its own, has its own logic. And like I said, so this whole part right here, this looking at this max ammo divided by 2 as what I'm looking at between all the weapons, it'd be very easy to go and set like an independent variable between all of them, which is like my ammo box reserve, if you don't want that to be the same ratio between all of them. For our case, it's pretty easy just to do it like this. So if you have any questions on how to incorporate that in your own game, just let me know. So the next thing that we need to look at, how are we doing on time? Cool, about halfway there.
Yep.
Although we were a tiny bit late getting started, but
Meh.
yeah. So now the one thing we want to look at now is weapons, right? So if I like right now just put a bunch of pistols out, this is gonna behave kind of weird. I'm gonna pick up a pistol. I'm gonna pick up a pistol. Oh, so I'm dual. I have a sidearm now of a pistol and another pistol, so I just have a bunch of pistols. Pick that up. I actually switch out the pistol that I have, so I'm switching between pistols here, and we can show that. So I have one with 6, now I have one with 10, and that's not how most shooters behave. Most shooters behave where I pick this guy up and I'll consume that as a pistol, it'll take its ammo, and then it'll be gone from the battlefield. And we want to mimic that here. So let me delete the little extras there. Now for this one, this is actually across all my weapons. So I'm actually going to be looking in the character brain here. So let's jump in. So the actual pickup interact logic, which we saw from a few weeks ago, is all this guy right here. This nested, this press X to interact, and then we check to see if it's part of this object set of weapons, and then from there we look at equipped weapon equals not true, secondary weapon, etc. And we add all these things to make sure we're getting the correct logic. So that's how we're right now interacting and picking up weapons. So we need to modify this to check basically if I'm picking up something that I already have. So that should be pretty fun. It's going to be not too bad. Feel free to ask any questions along the way.
You have a weird definition of fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. You guys look so excited right now.
Well, that's because they have us doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you have been
Just
reading
don't read
chat, so it's
chat.
great.
Are you guys doing bunny ears on me? What is happening? I see that one. I see that. Oh, man.
They're the one I asked for it, so.
That's okay. I don't blame chat. I would do that too.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to open up this guy's brain here real quick just to remind me of what I did, and also to give you guys a preview of what we're looking at. So this is here, right? This is that X press. This is that same part, and so this is what we're changing, and this is what we're going to add.
You might be able to buy Project Spark posters from us in the near future.
That may be a case.
That might be a case.
Yeah. possibly with some names on them.
So underneath this global contains, right, we had that in the other brain. We're going to add a bunch of this logic, which is checking on names. And so we're going to do that right now. And then if not, so this is that logic here, and then at the end we go back to what we were looking at for those.
I think I'm gonna steal one on the wall.
You're gonna steal this one?
Yep.
So like halfway during the stream, you're just like back there, like taking the tack out. Yeah.
I'm gonna take this home with me.
Well, you have the extra tube.
Yeah. I'll have to fold it in half.
And
I would be disappointed in doing so.
Yeah, no.
You guys are so bad. At least, can I sign it first before?
Yeah.
We're stripping down the office. There'll be nothing left after.
We're gonna take your computer while you're here too.
Like unhook the stream, like just turns blank.
It's like it's staying at a hotel. You just take everything that's not nailed down.
Yep.
You guys are so bad. Okay, I'm going to give myself some breathing room. I always do this when I'm building code. I just insert a bunch of lines and kind of get this out of here because I don't want to look at it. All right. So global weapons contains it. It is that weapon. That is currently what we're looking at. So it is, we can think about it like, if it's the same thing, we know it's going to have a same name. So I like to use names to do that comparison. So when its name equals to my, since I'm back in the character brain, I don't have to separate that out. So my equipped weapon name, we're gonna do some things. What are you guys whispering about right now?
What in chat?
No, I'm asking who Tommy is.
Tommy, is that me? Somebody got a haircut like me? It's not. I need a haircut. This is like too long. I don't need to be as short as you guys, but I need shorter than this. My hair starts becoming a mess. Anyway, enough about my personal cosmetic. So when its name equals that, we're going to want to do a few things.
Well, you're also going to want to point out that you want to make sure you change the names of the objects when you make them, so that this naming thing works. Otherwise, if you have two different versions that use the same blaster object.
This is true, yeah. So you want to make, so like for instance, right, some games have like pistol MO, and that works for a bunch of variations of different types of pistols. This probably would not be the best way to do the comparison. Then I would probably create an object set then of pistols, and then you have like 5 or 6 that are in part of that type. Right now, though, the plan would be like I would have pistol, 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 and there would be only one type of pistol in the game. So that's why I wouldn't have a problem using the nomenclature. But yes, you want to make sure that you would go in here and actually rename the object to what you need it to be.
Rather than just Astrotech Blaster, I think that's
yeah, exactly.
Astro Pistol.
Astro Blaster, I think or this is the Astro Explorer pistol, right? Can't remember the exact nomenclature on that one.
It's Todd's pistol, who cares?
Oh, now you're in chat too?
Yeah.
What is going on? Everybody's in chat.
I can't read through your head.
So. I know, I have a kind of a big head. It name equals equip name. Alright, so on topic. So when this is the case, we want to add how much ammo is in it to my equipped weapon. So my equipped weapon, you know, we know that we have those number variables in there, like bullet clip and everything. We're never going to affect bullets and clip ever. That's going to be based on reloading. So picking up one of these isn't automatically going to reload your gun. We're only going to look at ammo held. So ammo held is going to increment up, and we're going to increment up by, we're going to do another parentheses here, and we're going to increment by it. And it's ammo held, and we actually don't want to neglect the bullets in the clip for this. We want to address that too, because those are technically bullets in the gun, and we would be able to think, oh, we could take those out and add it into my ammo in reserve. So we will add those too. Now that's a straightforward add. We need to make sure, it's like the same kind of thing. We'll need to make sure that it, this is going to be less than the total amount of ammo that I'm getting, else we're going to set it equal again. And so let's do an else here. So it name and we're going to do it. Let's see, we want to do ammo count is, think of the best way for it. When equipped, ammo max okay, so we don't want to go over this. Equipped max ammo is compare is what I'm looking for, is less than or equal to, and we're going to do it ammo held. So we're going to compare it. We're basically going to evaluate this before we actually do it to see if we should do it or not. Did you guys know this was going to be a math stream when you guys thought you were coming for weapon ammo pickups?
I was told there would be no math.
I was told there would be no math. So that, and then we're looking at it, and the bullets too in the clip. Bullets and clip. So if actually we want to do that. So we want to make sure that, so as long as the max ammo of the equipped weapon is greater than or equal to what I currently have plus those things, then I will actually add those things. Because I know I'm going to evaluate to equal that or less than that. But if that's not the case, then we're going to just set my equipped weapon. I feel like my logic in the other brain was way cleaner than this, so I feel like I'm adding an extra line that I don't need, but we're not going to worry about that. My equipped weapon held ammo is going to equal my equipped max ammo, and after that we're destroying it. We also need to destroy it here. Destroy it there. Okay, cool.
And then add an explosion.
And then add an explosion? Sure.
Because they want things to go boom.
Oh, especially Corey, but I don't see him in chat at the moment.
Let's, oh yeah, let's, okay, I like it. Let us do, I know exactly which one I want to do. Grenade, sci-fi, explosion. And we want to play this at a position. We're going to play it at it, or we want to play it at, we're going to probably, let's do like half the size. We don't want, this is a, we don't need to do a huge one. So to do that, we'll do a scale of 0.5. How's that? Does that make sense to you guys?
Does this have the unlaunched content in this version yet?
No, this is production.
Oh.
So we are on a public build. This is what currently everybody is on.
I was
So
gonna
there were
start
accidental slips.
Yeah.
You guys are terrible.
Accidental.
And okay. So this is gonna set us up at least for checking the equipped weapon. So let's see if this works. Let's see if I broke everything. And one thing I need to do is be able to test this. I need duplicates, so let's check that out.
I'm curious what the difference between your current code is and your last code.
There's a difference for sure.
I'm just curious what it is.
Yeah, so pick that up. Okay, there's the destroy, and I did so I did not correctly, one thing I did was add, it thinks my secondary weapon right now is a pistol. So I definitely did not do something correct. So let's look here.
The boom's a good touch.
Oh, I know what I definitely know one thing I didn't do. Yeah, I like the boom. It's good.
How do you know what you didn't do correctly?
Because I had all this logic is not nested right now. So all of this is going to run no matter what. Where I don't want these to run should the other things be evaluated as true. So these I actually have like super nested, not like that. Take you. So So for instance, I have else down here, and I actually have a few more. I know I have an extra. This thing, this whole part, I avoided in the other one because I know I don't have it like doubled twice, but I gotta figure out how I did that. But I had this all nested like that. And that should prevent it from adding the brain actually after I pick it up. So pick that one up. Oh, see? Now I turned it off.
You broke it.
I broke everything.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things.
And now we're going to start the stream all over again.
No, we are not. We are not doing that. I think I nested it. Let's see where I did. Okay.
Else after
this actually, this else is probably too nested.
Will it run two else's after another when statement?
See, so right now that was only gonna run if this in fact was true.
Right,
so we need
a second else statement at the same child line level.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run?
It well, it would, except for I'm like destroying it and all this, so it shouldn't like. But yeah, I mean technically they would both evaluate as being true. Let's see. Do I want it there? That would be a yes. I think that is where I want it to be. There we go. See? So that was the correct nested.
17 minutes.
Boop. Yeah, I like the little explosion. That was a good suggestion.
They want a screen shake too?
They want a screen shake on the boom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you may as well put the shockwave in there as well.
Yeah.
This is just for picking up ammo. You guys are crazy.
In fact, also put in a subtract terrain in the sphere around you.
Yeah. Let me first, before we go too insane, let me get this working for,
I'm going to have to charge my phone after this.
okay, else, okay, so this,
20%.
make sure this is correct. Okay, so when that happens, we need an else down here. And then we need to say when it secondary. So we need to make sure this works too for secondary. So we haven't even put the logic in for that yet. So I'm going out right now. I can copy most of this, making sure I switch over any variable that was for my equipped weapon. I'm switching it to a secondary weapon. Okay. And we'll see if that still works. That should. But now we're gonna check on, so now let's go a couple of these, a couple of these, a couple of these. Okay. So pick that guy up. Pick that guy up, blows up. Ah, see? Now that time it actually added my, look at that. I even have it now where it,
so now you're
it's the same object on that one. So I definitely did not nest it correctly on that one.
So nesting is something that's very important.
It is extremely important. And it can get complicated when you have a ton of things trying to be nested.
So is there an easier way to tackle that, like with pages or something?
Else. Oh, see, so a bunch of things happened because I ended up, when I copied this over, I copied things over I did not want to copy. Because all that logic is, see, it's twice. And we don't want that. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Add a bunch of duplicated logic there. Okay, so that looked correct. Pick that guy up. Let's do that. Let's move that over there. Pick that up.
Yep.
Yep. So right now, it did allow me to pick up that, and that shouldn't have happened.
The funny thing was, this all went so smoothly in rehearsal.
It did.
The first time you went coding this. You didn't have as many nesting errors.
Yeah, that's true.
So basically...
And that one too, that one actually does work, which is good.
It's all the viewers' faults.
Mm-hmm. Because they wanted explosions.
Mm-hmm. Messed everything up.
Let's see, so this one now, it should do 50, or it should make it 30 for the ammo on the shotgun, correct? But this one will consume the shotgun, which is not good. And that should be an easy fix, honestly. That should be... Go down here. When it equals to that. So this one really should be... It should not. It should be greater than... This should also be greater than...
Is there a floor above this?
Apparently. Sorry if you guys can hear the walking around above us. Okay, so now if I go shotgun, let's pick up a pistol. Okay, this should now still apparently do that. Anyway, I wanted to add that camera shake, which I haven't done yet. That's more important.
It is. Got to make it fun.
See, this is all happening in one frame. I'm not sure how a camera shake looks when on a single frame. Because it's kind of usually like over an extended period of time. So this might not actually look very good, or even have any kind of look, because it'll be too fast. Oh, there's a tiny one.
It's like a nudge.
Yeah, camera nudge. Okay, so let's fix this. Let's look at what the issue is. Well, let me go cheat.
Oh, cheater.
I know, I'm such a cheater. You'll see how much cleaner this one is, though. This one is, like, way more straightforward.
Well, that just goes to show that,
See, this one, so I increment it just by the ammo clip and everything like that. Else... there, and its destroy line is actually a child under that one. And oh, see, that's gonna be too big anyway. I can't cheat and copy it over. When it's held, so I did all that. I just switched that. So when that is greater, that one equals, destroy needs to be there, and then I have an else on that statement, which is correct. Secondary, and then I have the else.
And you're going to release this code so people can see both versions of it?
Well, I'll probably get rid of the current stream one, but I'll try to fix it right now. That makes sense to me. I just got to clean that up. Okay. That is a cool... I like the kapow from you. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this is here. Okay, sorry guy, I'm gonna get rid of explosions and stuff right now so I can see what's going on, because I have too much logic. This is also too much. Okay, this is too much. This needs to go here. This needs to go here. Because that's going to happen either way. And then else is on this one. That's too much. That's too much. We want that here. That's too much, too much. Destroy the extra one. Put it here. That one needs to be there. Okay. So that should be cleaner. I think I just ended up... The thing was the destroys were kind of interesting. They were lined up exactly where they go, and then I needed to get that else moved over. But that should fix most of the issues here. Pick that guy up. Oh, see, I knew I did something. What? That's insane. So is everybody at least? So you guys are paying more attention to chat than I am. Is everybody following along? Any questions on the weapon stuff? Is this interesting? Are you guys tired of the weapon series?
I think they just like explosions.
I like explosions too. Oh, this one was not. This one needed to be out more, or under this one.
One day you should just do a stream on exploding things up.
How to explode things good on Spark.
Yep, and the different methods of exploding things.
Well, there is just one way to explode things.
No.
With explosions.
To be creative. Take a planet and then recreate the planet.
You're not allowed to be creative in Spark.
Oh. Okay. I give up.
Let me try. I want to make sure I do this. So this one will consume that, which is correct. And shotgun. Okay, we're going to do an alien gun. We're going to do that. Now this one, it will probably end up taking the alien gun, and I don't want it to do that. But I don't know if I fix that problem. That might just be a long-standing problem.
You'd have to revisit how you nest the things so that you check that earlier, I guess.
Yeah, so the item's still getting destroyed.
7 minutes.
Think quick.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't think under pressure.
It's this line, right? It's the checking. So the max. So when max ammo is greater, when the ammo held plus. So this should evaluate to like 100 technically. When my equipped weapon held ammo is 100, and this definitely should be more than that. So I'm surprised it still lets me destroy it. Probably because I'm not doing that, which was silly. Yeah. So I did need to destroy lines after, because I need that condition statement. So it should be like that. And I think, did I get them all? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, let's try that one. Pick up, pick up.
Pick up.
Dang it! So sad.
Where's your condition for pickup?
It's the, I could,
Isn't there like one ammo count equals 100? Don't destroy it?
That's basically it. It wouldn't run this line sequence of code. It shouldn't. It's because so destroy is nested underneath here or here.
Yeah. Where's your check for it?
Oh, this one's gonna actually run no matter what. Because I'm checking it on this one, but this is just the evaluating for how much ammo I should add.
Mm-hmm.
This one is like else, so obviously this is true. So basically, it's saying like no matter the case, I'm gonna end up destroying the item.
Right, and that makes no sense.
Makes no sense. It doesn't. So I need to do another line. It's silly though. I feel like there's probably a way smarter way to do it. Anyway.
So it wouldn't increment and it wouldn't destroy.
Yeah, it would stop. It wouldn't do anything. It would like not let you interact with it.
Well, let's go down a little bit. Line 43 or so.
Yeah, I just would have to add. It would be like underneath this right here, and I would actually do a. It would be as simple as saying like equipped ammo. When equipped ammo is greater than or equal to, it would actually, yeah, ammo. I would want to read it like this though. So when ammo held is greater than or equal to equipped max ammo, then it'll do all these things. Otherwise, it wouldn't do those things. Let me make sure that is correctly. So this will only affect my equipped weapon right now. This is not going to do the secondary, but Nope, because I broke something else. See, as these series keep going, they get more and more complicated as you're trying to pile things onto them. Yeah.
I remember having to write this stuff down on notepaper when I was learning C, just to get all the nesting correct.
Oh, yeah. So I don't want to do that line. Anyway, I'm not going to fix that right now. I'm actually curious, though. I'm going to go look at my other character and see if I have that fixed. This character is probably the one I'm going to share, actually. Cool. So, like, on this scope, I need to drop a bunch of... There we go. Okay, shotgun. Nope. Yep, so I didn't have that fixed.
So that'll be time for next stream, I guess.
Yeah, well, more than likely I'll fix it and then just end up sharing, when I end up sharing this iteration of this world, it'll be actually fixed. And then we'll cover something way more interesting in the next stream.
Instead of 7 hours of debugging.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so there you go, on those two topics. We were going to talk about Grenade 2, but we'll probably... we don't have too much time left, so we'll share that for another stream.
But they have explosions.
I know they have explosions. Otherwise, though, we're getting there. So one thing would be awesome if you want to see, like, we're trying to be really in-depth with shooters, and especially particular with the weapons and all that system. We just really want, with battle stations and all those really new, cool animations and things like that, we want to, be able to see more of those those kind of types of levels in the feeds, and I know a lot of people want to make those types of games, so that's the reason we're doing all these education streams. So if there's something we haven't covered that's related to this, we can definitely do more in depth. I know, like last week we talked about like having that weapon appear on the side of your character. Yeah, so we haven't adjusted where the fire point is. So like. As far as the crosshair, because the crosshair is just center screen, and the character is not shooting center screen right now. He's just, he's like doing his third person point of view. But yeah, that's not fixed. So that is something we can talk about in a future stream. But definitely let us know. There is a should be still stickied, a suggestion for tutorial for education streams, and it'd be awesome if you have anything you want to see that's part of this. That would be awesome.
Enemy AI for shooters is a bit complex, isn't it?
Yeah, decently. Like if you want them to, we have like ranged enemy brains already. Having them follow the same logic that you have, right? So forcing them to reload and have counts and stuff too would definitely make it more of a challenge, right?
But I guess you could do like sentries or turrets.
And all. Yeah, turrets and things like that would be pretty easy. I imagine an enemy AI, it would definitely be a full, maybe a couple part stream to do shooter enemies. Especially like, I want them to run behind cover before they reload. I want them, like, crazy stuff like that, yeah.
But, yeah, you'd actually want that stuff in a shooter, though. Otherwise, it's just a shooting gallery, right?
Yep, exactly.
Though that could be fun, too.
Mm-hmm, that can be.
Shoot all the things.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
The game.
So any last questions before we head out? I can actually cover, this is like really, really fast. So like here on this pistol, right, I have, this is really fast. On the shoot brain, I'm just shooting at the speed and I'm not shooting in a direction, right? So there's like indirection and there's at. A really simple way to do that is you actually use Raycasting. So you have a sensor, and we're going to use Raycast hit. And we're going to do from, and we're going to go from, where is it? So you want it to be from, this is going to be center screen, right? That's where your crosshair is. So camera position, and then we're going to say we want this to objects only. Okay. Camera hit from camera position. There we go. To, and we want it to be position camera forward. So that's going to go toward center screen like that. So when you use Raycast, you're going to actually have you're going to have a what I'm looking for. You're going to have outputs from that. So we're going to, let's set a new vector variable. We're going to call it hit position. We're going to set that equal to the output. This is the folder that appears after a Raycast hit. And there is a hit position there. And what we're going to do just for this purpose, we're going to also go down here and I'm going to display, actually no, let's go appearance. Where do I want, draw? Oh, it's I think only on the one side. Or do side, draw, there we go. Draw sphere constantly at that position. And I think if I just throw on 0.2, that'll adjust the size of it. So we can kind of see where that is. So I don't have that brain yet. If I pick that brain up, did I have the pistol shoot brain? That's where I think I added it, right? Oh, I'm over here.
Wrong one, yeah.
Yeah, so let me go back. Turn him to true. Turn you to false. Okay, there we go. So pick that up. Can I, where is it? Or if that's too small.
Oh, make it too big and then adjust from there.
Oh, I'm doing this
Backwards?
Nah, I'm just doing this not good. I have it nested under like shooting.
So it only shows the frame.
Yeah, it's
that
not,
you're
yeah. So I need to take that all out. So this is gonna just be happening constantly.
Before you had the pressed button, that means it's only showing for one frame.
Yeah, which is not a good way to do this.
So it's 1/30th of a second. That's too that's too fast for the human eye. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, where is that? I don't even have that brain yet, so I don't know why it's drawing it.
It's from screen center. Right?
Yeah, no, I'm just curious now on, this is a template, right? It shouldn't be running. So I'm kind of surprised. Because that brain shouldn't exist yet. Okay, that's very strange. Anyway.
So Thomas lied when he said it was quick and
Yeah.
easy.
Well, it's because I'm trying to like incorporate it in all the other stuff we're doing. Okay, I'm gonna just do this my character brain. I don't know why it's not wanting to work with that. Okay. Hopefully that's fine. Okay, that's at a consistent point though. That's not moving. I think that's a 0, 0. Hit position to object. Raycast it from camera position to camera forward. And why don't we even, so when you're debugging, you want to make sure you like are displaying as much as you possibly can because it's information for you. So I'll just throw these on the top screen here, and I can understand what that hit position thing is doing. So you can see some crazy things going on. You actually see the position does update. It's just not at my crosshair. So, okay, so it must not be what I want to do here. From, Raycast. So that's going out for my character.
I thought you said moose.
Oh, because you said mouse.
He says
Raycast hit, 2 camera forward.
plus camera forward. Raycast 2 is wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I've done it before. It's like one line of code. I'm probably setting up my Raycast wrong.
Yeah, I think that's where the problem lies. But I haven't done raycasting before, but that just...
It's been a long time since I've used it, yeah. Camera position? It should work.
You want camera position plus camera forward.
Camera position... I'll go for that. Camera forward.
House next to MS buildings.
There we go.
That's expensive.
It's 23.
So there's my hip position at my cursor.
With the house, though.
See? So that actually worked. I switched up, instead of 2, it was direction camera forward, which I think made a big difference too. So now that I actually have this hip position is like that variable, I would go in on like my shoot brain and make sure I'm shooting at that hip position. That's how I can like always make sure I'm shooting at the crosshair. So it's right on. Like that. Now you have to also realize, so when you like go off and shoot, it's going to get very strange. So you have to do more things to make sure that when you're off the terrain or objects or what have you, because you're not going to get a hit position because of that. And when you go off and you're just up in the sky, it'll go back to its last position. But this actually will allow you to do correctly. Oop, I'm going to pick that ammo up. Cool. All right. Well, I think that'll do it. We went a little over actually. Trying to get that to get set up. But yeah, it's like that. That's how you would get it to be where it's the crosshair.
Everything's easy as long as you know the exact line of code.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, there you go, guys. I'll look for suggestions in that feed. Whoever did the link, that was super helpful. So, all right, we will catch you on Thursday, 3 o'clock. We should be doing a content stream and looking at some more of the Noxious Bog. I know we didn't do the characters, so I'm looking forward to that. There's some cool characters in there. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, besides that, for anybody who's wondering, where TU16 is going on, TU16 is the next tile update, but it's kind of heavier, bigger than most, so we're taking a little bit of extra time on it. We're hoping to get that out around like mid-September, so probably two-ish, maybe 3 weeks for that. So there you go.
Create your game as you play? Any Spark can do it. Spark, activate the portals.